As part of We the People, celebrating 250 years, here's This Day in History. Proudly sponsored by American Family Insurance.
As we continue to celebrate America's 250th birthday this summer, we are sharing our We the People series of people, places, and things of the past that have shaped our country to what it is today. And on this day, we're talking about something happening right now in France. Charlie?
Yeah, on this day, July 24th, back in 2005, American cyclist Lance Armstrong won a record-setting 7th consecutive Tour de France and retired from the sport. After Armstrong survived testicular cancer, his rise to cycling greatness inspired cancer patients and fans around the world and significantly boosted the sport's popularity in the U.S. However, the one-time global cycling icon was stripped of his 7 Tour titles after being charged with the systematic use of performance-enhancing drugs in 2012. Armstrong finally admitted publicly to using steroids in a televised interview with Oprah Winfrey that aired in 2013. He said he doped for much of his cycling career, beginning in the mid-90s through his Tour de France victory in 2005. That's this day in history for July 24th.
I remember all of this news unraveling. The people of America, people of the world turned on Lance Armstrong.
Yes,
Everyone was
did.
ripping off their Livestrong yellow bracelets, tossing those out the door. Very polarizing time, but he did inspire a lot of bikers, a lot of athletes.
Cancer patients,
right,
yes.
Which is a cool aspect of it. And if you're wondering, the final stages of the Tour de France are happening this weekend that you can watch on NBC and Peacock.
Plus, he dated Sheryl Crow.
Did he really?
I think so.
Soaking up the sun.
Yeah.
Oh, very
Am
cool.
I right? You're right. Yeah, I'm right.